Hey there. So when you first got started in network marketing, and you got your getting started steps, right? Did in that list of things for you to do, where you ask, so what's your why that makes you cry? Or maybe they just said, what's your why? Okay. And they told you to write it out, right? They told you, you need to write out why you're doing this. Well, we've all heard this before, but unfortunately, most of us never stop to actually do the exercise. I know I didn't when I was first told to do that. I'm like, I'm just here to make money. Like I know why I'm here. I don't need to write that out. And I did it years later and found it to be so benefit. So while we're not big believers that your why should make you cry, okay, it's okay if it doesn't, but we are big believers in knowing your why, knowing why you're in your network marketing business, okay? Why you started your business. More importantly, why you want your business to be successful. We all have a reason why. And so in today's episode, we are going to share a very quick and very simple process for finding your why. And if you're one of the few who have done this before, but maybe it's been a while, well, we want to encourage you to do it again. This is something you want to go back to and revisit again and again. And it's something you want to pass on to your team. So let's dig in.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Jordan Maley, and I'm here with my mom and business partner, Kathy Schneider. And we are the co-founders of the Global Freedom Community, a mother-daughter team who help driven network marketers with the simple strategies to grow your business quickly online without confusion and overwhelm. We want to welcome you here today to this week's episode of Coffee with K&J. Every single Wednesday, we come to you guys live for coffee and free coaching to help you grow your business online. And if you're watching this over on our new YouTube channel, we want to encourage you to hit that subscribe button, become a subscriber so that you'll be the first to know anytime we roll out new episodes, new resources, and you'll get those real-time updates so you never miss anything. We provide a full recap and downloadable resources for every single episode. I'm going to put it up on the screen. And so if you like what you're hearing, if you're getting value out of what we're sharing today and you want to dive deeper or you want to have a recap, then head on over to globalfreedomcommunity.com/24 and you can download this week's free resource that goes along with this episode. So today we're going to be talking about how to find your why in 4 easy steps. So as you guys are coming on, say hello. Hey there, Norma. Great to see you here. Let us know if you're tuning in. If you're watching the replay, say replay. If you're watching us for the very first time, we'd love to know that as well so that we can come back through and introduce ourselves. But let's jump in and let's get going, Mom.
So, when you know your why, you'll finally know your way. Okay, this is Michael Hyatt is one of the guys that we follow. We use his planner, and this is so important. So maybe if you're like, you know what, I know my why. I'm just here to make money. Well, we want you, like I mentioned earlier, we want you to dig deeper, okay? And we're going to help you with that. And this is the reason, because, so many times it's like, well, I know why I'm here. I'm here to make money, but just tell me what to do, okay? Well, guess what? Once you know your why, you will know your way. It really does make a difference. And so that's why we love this quote. Love Michael Hyatt. We encourage you to check out his material. Really good for helping you plan, and organize your day, organize your week, your month, your year. So check out Michael Hyatt when you get a chance.
Absolutely. So today we're talking about how to find your why quickly and easily. Okay. And we're going to be we're going to break it down into 4 simple steps. Because like Mom said, so often we hear you got to find your why. You got to know why you're in. And you're like, well, I'm here to make money, or I'm here to spend more time with my kids. But when we just generalize it like that, then what we find is we often it's not powerful enough, right? To keep us going through the tough times, through the obstacles, through the days or weeks where maybe you're not seeing the results that you want. And if you want to follow along with us or actually just sit down and implement the 4 steps that we cover today, we've made that really, really easy for you by putting together a free worksheet that you can go and download. Head over to globalfreedomcommunity.com/24. You can download our How to Find Your Why worksheet, which will actually help you step by step go through these 4 little steps that we're going to share with you today. It's very quick. It's very simple. You need 15 to 30 minutes to get it done. And I think you'll be really shocked at how powerful this really is, because in any business endeavor, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. And there's going to be days that you want to throw in the towel and you want to quit. But what you'll find is when you have a strong enough why, that's what will keep you in the game. That's what will keep you moving forward. There's been so many times that I wanted to quit, and all I had to do was look down at my why and say, you know what? There's no other way. Like, if this doesn't work, there's no way that this why is ever going to happen for me, right? There's no way that this is ever going to happen. I don't have an alternative. And for most of us in network marketing, we found that that's the case, right? That if our network marketing business doesn't work, how else are we going to achieve what we want to achieve? How else are we going to get what we want to get? How else are we going to do what we want to do? The answer is, for a lot of us, we won't, we can't, right? And so it comes down to having a why that makes it impossible for you to quit, because it's so powerful that it will help pull you through anything. So step number 1, I'll let you talk about that, Mom.
Yeah, absolutely. So number 1, you're going to block off 15 to 30 minutes. Now, I want to emphasize the 15 to 30 because you want at least 15 minutes, okay? You don't want to just, fly through this in 3 minutes and be done and move on. But we also, what are most of us? We're overthinkers, right? Mm-hmm. We overcomplicate the things that are so simple. So we want you to limit it to 30 minutes. So give it enough time that you really, and you remember yesterday, Jordan and I were having a discussion and she said, I think I need to just go sit and be quiet for a few minutes and kind of like let my mind think. Like sometimes we're in the mode of solution, and we don't stop and really process and listen to our mind, right? We don't stop and listen. So we want you to block off at least 15 minutes, but no more than 30 minutes. And you want to do that on your calendar. And over at episode 23, this is just if you don't have a calendar you really love using, we are big fans of the Google Calendar for lots of reasons. This is not a Google Calendar training, so I'm not going to go into detail about that, but you can check that out over at episode 23. But we talk about how to use that Google Calendar, and that's, like I say, one we were going to recommend, but maybe you have a planner you're going to use, whatever, that's fine. But I want you to do that and then grab that download, which is at globalfreedomcommunity.com/24. You need your 15 to 30 minutes. You need this worksheet, okay, that you're going to download and print. And then that's number 1. You just block off the time and grab that download.
Absolutely. So once you have the download all ready to go, then you want to go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted, where you feel peaceful, where you feel inspired. For me, that's either front fireplace. Okay. It depends on the season, right? If it's nice and pretty outside, I love to sit out on the front porch and watch the birds and listen to the birds. And, it's so pretty and warm. It's a little chilly outside. You're going to find me in my purple chair next to the fireplace. That's where I like to sit down. So find a place where you're not going to be interrupted. You need to be all alone for this. No phone, no kids, no husband, no animals. Really, this time is about you. It's 15 to 30 minutes. It's worth it. Go for it. So, if you have to have your phone with you, put it on silent, but we would recommend just stick it in the other room and just really prepare for this 15, 30 minutes of no distractions.
Yeah. So number 3, okay, we've done 1 and 2. Number 3 is you want to get in touch with your feelings. And I'll be really honest, Jordan and I aren't like these feely-weely type people, okay? That's not really our thing.
We're a kind of a grit your teeth, get it done kind of girls. So this is a little tough for us.
Yeah, we don't really get into emotions and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to really finding your why, okay, you've got to let that barrier down, okay? You've got to be open to the coaching that says you've got to get in touch with your feelings, okay? You've just got to say, okay, I'll do it this time, if that's not you normally, okay? Maybe that's who you are, and that's awesome. We love those kind of people. It's just not necessarily who we are. So we had to really I think it's why we probably fought this for so long, is we didn't want to connect to that. We were like, well, we're going to make more money. We're going to have more free time. I mean, we were just like, that's enough. Let's go do it. Show me what to do and let's get to work. So, but once we actually stopped and we did these things, it helped. So you really want to dig deep. So imagine that you wake up one morning and there's no stress. You've got lots of money in the bank account. You know exactly what your schedule looks like that day, and you're in control of it. Okay. You've got nowhere to be, nowhere like to, you don't have to be at a job by 8:30. Maybe you've got to take the kids to school. Maybe you've got to pick them up. Okay. That's fine. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. We're not saying totally not responsible for anything, but we're talking about the things that are like that tie you down or make you feel whole, that have to do with being able to pay your bills, being able to put food on the table, being able to vacation where you want to vacation, being able to just live the lifestyle that you want to live. Okay. So what we want you to do is we want you to think, what if all of that, like none of that was a bother. None of that was even a concern. None of that was in your head. It's like, oh, well, that's all taken care of. How would you feel? Okay. How does that make you feel? So this is when we say, get in touch with their feelings. Get in touch with their feelings if your life was perfect in those ways. Okay. Life's never perfect, right? There's always things out there, but we're talking about the stuff that with network marketing, we can control. Okay. We can't control some things that come to us, but with the right income and the right, lifestyle, there's a lot of things that we can control. So if all of that was perfect, how would you feel? Okay.
In fact, if you're listening live or even watching the replay and you want to type that in, I mean, the feeling that I remember really thinking about as I was going through this exercise for the first time was like, I felt so peaceful, right? Like this weight was lifted, like all that stress and all that burden was just like gone, right? It's, man, all my bills are paid and there's still a lot of money in the bank account. And, I don't have all this debt. Like there was all this like, oh, that just feels amazing, right? So if you're watching, feel free to type that in the comments. Just, throw a word out there. How does it make you feel?
Yeah. So it's not, I want to emphasize this. It's not about, you can't just say, oh, I've got more money. I've got more time. Okay. How does it feel to have more money and more time? Okay. Hey, Saylan, great to see you here. So yeah.
All right. So, and the worksheet that we provided for you guys will help kind of walk you through that. Okay. So now the last step number 4, is decide what you'll do. Okay. And this is where you really get to let your imagination run wild. Okay. So now that you're sitting here, you've got all your bills paid, you got all your debt paid down, your bank account is still full. You've got more money than you do month, right? Like you always say there's not enough money at the end of the month. Well, what if there was like more than enough money at the end of the month, right? So you're sitting here, you're really feeling how that feels. Now you want to identify what are 3 to 5 things that you and your family would be able to do or be able to have if that was your reality. Okay. So take it a step further and say, okay, now once we've done those 3 to 5 things, what comes next, right? So often we think, oh, well, if we had all our bills paid and all this money in the bank account, we'd take this vacation, right? We do a big family road trip. Maybe we used to always say Disney World. Maybe that's not a good one right now in the times we're living in. We don't want to necessarily go be around a ton of people, but maybe you're going to go on this road trip, or maybe you would renovate your
vacation. You're going to go out on a houseboat in the middle of the lake. And just float around.
But the idea, though, the problem with that is, and that's all really, really good, right? You have this list of 3 to 5 things. Like I could sit here right now and tell you 3 to 5 things I'm going to do as soon as I hit our next income goal. Most of those are home renovations. But here's the deal. That's going to be done in 6 weeks, right? Once we hit that income goal within 6 weeks, those 3 to 5 things are done. So we're like, okay, this isn't a one-time thing. It's not like you won the lottery and you had, all this big sum of money deposited and then you never make any more. This is a consistent income. This is your lifestyle now. This is just life. This isn't a one-time thing. This is your life. This is what your life looks like now. So once you've done those 3 to 5 things, what are you going to do next? Maybe you're going to donate more time to charity or more money to charity, or maybe there's something even bigger and better that you've not allowed yourself to dream about, right? So often people say, well, I want to pay off my debt. Cool. What are you going to do when your debt's paid off, right? And then what are you going to do? You know, I want to save for my kids' college. Awesome. But you know what? There's a lot of network marketers I know, they could save for college in 6 months. What are you going to do when that's done? Right? Like when you really think about it, you've got to really dig deep and allow yourself, we call it like peeling the onion, right? You got to think about, well, what would I do? And then what would I do then? And then what would I do then? And you're eventually going to land at this goal or this vision that's just so big and so powerful, it will never allow you to quit your business. It'll never allow you to let fear stop you. It'll never allow you to feel stuck to the point that you're not willing to take action, because that thing that's so big will just be nagging on you saying, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it. So yeah, I love Lynette's comment here. She said, I love the feeling of being light, right? No heavy burden, and the light within even shines more brightly, right? And that's so true. It's like that stress opens up and you just feel amazing, right? So I hope that's helpful for you guys, those 4 steps for sure.
Yeah. So go over and be sure and grab the worksheet, and then, go through the steps that we recommended. Remember, you're going to block off the time. You're going to go somewhere quiet. You're going to connect to your feelings, and then you're going to talk about, what it is that you're going to do. Okay. So really like go through the steps. This worksheet's going to help you with all of that. Okay.
Yep.
It's going to just take you by the hand and take you through each of those. And we'd love to know when you've done it. Come back and let us know. We want to know, and we want to cheer you on. So, we didn't want to be too personal here and ask people to share maybe things they aren't even prepared to share yet. So we thought, okay, what can we do that's fun and kind of, this is always interesting. So how long have you been in network marketing? Tell us in the comments, because, I think it's always interesting to see, I've been in the industry for over 20 years, and it's really funny. I assume everyone has been. It's like, everybody does. Haven't you been doing this your whole life? And so I started a long time ago, guys. No regrets. Oh my gosh. My only regret is that I didn't start sooner. I was actually introduced to the industry in college and didn't accept it. I was like, nope, I don't want to do that. And I really wish I would have. But anyway, I love the industry. Absolutely love the industry. So yeah, 3 years last week for, say, Lynn, 1 year for Facebook user, 15 years, Lynette, awesome. Renee, 14 years, awesome. So yeah, and I mean, they're all awesome. There's good 3, goods 1. I mean, there's no good or bad, but it's a wonderful, wonderful industry. It's a great career, and it's a great part-time thing. I mean, there are people in our industry who seriously, they love their jobs, they love what they do, but they want to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month and invest it. Maybe they're going to, use it for extra stuff. That's cool too, and it's very, very possible. Doesn't have to be your career. It can be a little something on the side if you want it to be, for sure.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and we'll see you right back here next week for another episode of Coffee with K&J.
Thanks, everybody.